It's a battle many parents wage with their children on a regular basis. How much is too much screen time? Nearly 3/4 of kids get their first phone by the age of 12, and they spend on average more than 5 hours a day on their devices. Clinical psychologist Dr. Sheryl Ziegler is here. She is the author of the book, The Crucial Years, The Essential Guide to Mental Health and Modern Puberty in Middle Childhood. Good morning, Dr. Ziegler.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Good to have you back.
Now, you say that this issue comes up with every single parent, regardless of what they originally came to see you for. What are the main negative effects of screen time when you look at it through your practice?
Yeah, so I run a private practice, and no matter what the reason why they originally came, they will eventually get to screens, how it's impacting their lives. So what we know is that kids are spending so much more time inside than they are outside, half the amount of time that their parents did when their parents were kids. So that means that they are on a screen and alone. So when kids are on, what we know is that they have double the risk. If they spend over 3 hours a day on a screen, they have double the risk of depression, loneliness, and it goes on and on with anxiety as well. So we know that it has this consequence of you're not playing, you're not being creative with your friends, you are less social, you're more likely to have poor body image and just a lower sense of your own self. So the list is really long, so without scaring people, it's just to simply say it is not the way human beings, and especially children, were meant to develop.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be socially alone.
Right.
So what's your advice? If kids are getting it by the age 10, 12, do you have an age limit where you think they should get it or where it should start? And how should it start?
So I think that anything under the age of 12 is probably too young. We have other ways. There are parents that they say, well, I want to track my kid. Okay, there's other ways to do that. They can have a phone, they can have a smartwatch. Which is really a great way to start. They can have a phone that doesn't have internet capabilities, right? A dumb phone or a simple phone, as people put it. And you're seeing more and more of those on the market.
But some people even think 12 is too young.
Absolutely.
You should wait till at least 16.
So 16, I think, for social media.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. Sometimes we clump it all together, right? So there's social media, which definitely the Surgeon General thinks 16, the former Surgeon General, which I would agree. I think that's really hard to do. But if we're focused on just the first piece, because that's the first battle, is the kid wants the phone.
Because all their friends have it.
Then the apps and all of that are to come, but the phone, right? So if you say, well, it's to communicate, you can communicate on a simple phone or a smartwatch. And so I think parents really need to think about that before they jump in and say, okay, here's a smartphone.
So what about for little kids, and you're saying...
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because, we're talking about 10, 12, 16-year-olds, but I've gone out to restaurants and I see kids, my daughter's 2.5 almost, and there are 2-year-olds holding iPads. And I'm proud to say that we have not introduced screens at all to our daughter. We would go out, it's Magna-Tiles or a coloring book.
I love Magna-Tiles.
They're so great.
But what if they're watching educational stuff?
We do occasionally, she'll say, what does an elephant sound like? We'll show her an elephant on the phone or on the television, but she's not hankering for it because it's not a part of her life. But what do you say to parents who say, look, I need a few minutes to myself and I just hand the screen, or I don't want to disrupt people in a restaurant.
Or a few hours to myself.
A few hours, yeah.
Some parents do it.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be intentional, and that's the problem with screens. Let's say with a tablet. It can become unintentional. All of a sudden, you do. 3 hours later, you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot.
Passes,
they're in their room. It's too portable. It's too easy to be at a restaurant and say, oh, it's hard to have kids at a restaurant and keep them quiet. Yeah. So you put them in front of a tablet.
I'm on a plane. I don't want them to cry.
Oh, absolutely.
Thinking about everybody else.
As we all see, it's in the grocery store, it's on an airplane, it's at a restaurant. It's everywhere, and that's the problem. We were talking about it in the green room before. When there's a TV in the middle of the living room, that now seems pretty benign, right? Because everybody's watching it. We're more interactive. They're not alone in a quiet, dark room.
Well, Dr. Ziegler, thank you so much. We could talk to you all day about it.
Really,
We
such
appreciate it.
fascinating
The Crucial Years is on sale now, and it is crucial information that you need.